Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today I have a very special guest, Karl from the moon. Karl, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine. How are you?
I'm excellent. I'm excited to meet you and have you on board. A lot of people may not know you, so maybe you want to introduce yourself for people to know where you're from and what you have been doing in the crypto space.
Yeah, so I am from Sweden. My name is Karl. I have one of the biggest YouTube channels in crypto where I make one video every single day about Bitcoin. I talk about the fundamentals of Bitcoin, the technical analysis of Bitcoin, and anything else that really comes to mind. I've been talking about also the financial markets, this coming inevitable financial crisis, and yeah. So I try to talk about everything that is important to a Bitcoin investor and trader, and that can be a wide range of different topics. But one video every day about Bitcoin.
I will link Karl's YouTube channel below for everyone who wants to check it out. And yeah, congratulations for your work because you also study your YouTube channel during the bear market. So more credit for you and for us. And you have been bringing a lot of value to the community. So Karl, we are going through a very decisive moment. Right now, by the time we're going to post this video, we have a global pandemic going on. We have the beginning of a economic collapse, so to speak, going on, and a halving ahead of us in the crypto space and for Bitcoin. So many things to consider, many factors will change. The world will never be the same. Everyone is talking about it. So in this video, I would like to talk about the price analysis for the following days, different scenarios that we can have, and maybe the different factors that we need to take into consideration and keep an eye on, pay attention very closely in order to see how everything is going to evolve in the following days or weeks. Also, Karl, maybe the stock market will be closing on Monday, tomorrow. So how would that affect the crypto market? It could be very,
Yeah,
yes.
this is of course something that is extraordinary if it were to happen, if they were to close the stock market. And from what I understood, it could be as long as one full week of closing the stock
Wow.
markets. And if this is something that were to take place, even if it's just one day, even just an hour, were to just show that this shows us that the whole stock market and the financial markets, they are really controlled by central authorities, and it's only traded during the week. It's not traded during the weekends. I mean, it's already closed then. It's
Yeah.
also closed during the nights, just like the banking system is also closed during the weekends and during the nights. And people are used to this, and that's the reality. But
Mhm.
Bitcoin brings in something completely different, where you have this 24/7 market where you can participate whenever you want, wherever you want, with whoever you want. And that is something that truly is a game changer. And I hope that if the stock markets were to close,
Yeah.
that Bitcoin will get attention and people will talk about Bitcoin. And I
Yeah.
really hope that media picks up on that, because this could truly give Bitcoin some nice momentum. And hopefully we could see a bullish price action during this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully we'll see what happens. And would you like to tell us or show us your chart to analyze the price of Bitcoin or the different scenarios that we can see? If this happens, as you said it best, it can be massive, massive for Bitcoin, and it can give it a push and momentum towards the halving, and we can take advantage of that
Yeah.
and educate as many people as we can in the crypto space and outside of the crypto space to create awareness of this
Exactly. So
point.
not only is this financial crisis happening, but also the halving is coming up. And I think it's
Yeah.
very interesting to see that the halving will take place during the biggest stock market crash in history. And
Yeah.
this is something that I've been talking about for actually many years, that this financial crisis is imminent and it is inevitable. It will come. And now with Corona, this was the trigger, but
Yeah.
Corona is just the pin to pop the bubble. The bubble was already there. Corona is simply the pin. So let's not ignore the bubble that was already there. So this financial crisis and even potential depression was always something that had to happen. It is going to happen, and this is just the beginning. And I really believe that Bitcoin in the long run um, uh, will uh, be positively affected by this in terms of more people going into Bitcoin during these times. Maybe not in the initial stages, but what I've said is that I think that Bitcoin will probably go down in the initial stages of the crisis. However, as soon as banks start to close, when corporations start to default, when people cannot withdraw money from the ATMs, this is when people will desperately need an alternative, and that's when Bitcoin will truly serve its purpose. And I think that Bitcoin will drastically gain momentum from those types of events. But that's more for the long run. Now that we're seeing
Yeah.
this financial crisis already happening, I can share my screen and show you some key support and resistance that we should be taking a look at.
Excellent. Yeah.
So
So, as you know, Karl, I'm not a trader. So, from a trader perspective, what do you have technical analysis and then you have fundamentals analysis. How do you manage to you always need to be bouncing between them both, like analyzing
yeah.
everything what we have just described, plus the technical analysis that you do on a daily basis, right?
Yeah, so technical analysis, of course, for the short term and long term works very well, much better than fundamental analysis, in my opinion. However, sometimes we need to realize that fundamental analysis also plays a huge role. Just like this big fall that we just saw just a few days ago when Bitcoin fell dramatically. This is something that um, definitely had to do with the stock markets crashing and the corona fear. And technically, you couldn't see this coming because this was like a black swan event that came from nowhere. So this is actually a great example of why technical analysis, of course, is very, very, very accurate, but sometimes it's not sufficient.